Well, welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I'm working on the Iron Crafter Challenge. This is a challenge that I host over on my Facebook community group. That will be listed down below for you if you would like to join and play along. You don't even have to have a YouTube channel or an Instagram channel. I always list my Instagram participants first in my document and description box so that you can go to them as well. Make sure you check out our Instagram participants. There's a playlist for the YouTube ladies, but I've listed their channels down below of the ones who have said they want to play this month. The next thing I want to talk about is we are also doing a celebratory hop for Lisa Cuneo. She is a member of my Scraplift Crafternoon tribe. She has just reached 500 subscribers, and today is her birthday. Happy birthday, Lisa. Congratulations on getting 500 subscribers. I hope that the next 500 come really fast for you. That is an important milestone in a YouTube channel. When you reach 1,000 subscribers, you're allowed to monetize. There's a couple of more things that you need to have done, which I don't have the watch hours on my channel yet, so I think I'm close, but I'm not quite there yet. The other thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a sketch challenge from the Pretty Little Studio fan Facebook community group. They have challenges each month, and each month there's a $25 gift card up for grabs. I actually won for December, so I have $25 in the store over at the Pretty Little Studio website. That's awesome because it looks like she's got a new collection coming out, and so I'm kind of hoarding that gift card to see what she comes up with. It's a great, fun group. It is run by one of their design team members, Rana, who is also on my Scraplift Crafternoon tribe. And I think you guys should all go hang out over there and support the Pretty Little Studio fan group as well. Small businesses are important, and I love supporting the small businesses. So here's the sketch for the Pretty Little Studio Facebook community group. And as you can see, it is a lovely grid, and I have decided that I'm going to use this cut file that I purchased from Pear Tree Cut Files. Actually, I think it might have been one of the exclusive designs. I'm not sure, but I downloaded it recently, cut it out to use for this particular sketch challenge. So as usual, I'm kind of doing my own thing, but I'm going to stick as true to the sketch as I can, as much as possible. For the Iron Crafter Challenge, we have a recipe challenge quarterly, and then in the in-between months, we're only going to have our usual one ingredient. For January, our recipe challenge is a border punch. I will definitely say that if you don't own border punches, you can use a border die instead. Acrylic pieces or a title. This is from one of my Allie Edwards story kits that I have a million pieces of and wasn't using them properly. Anyway, that's a story for another time. The third item is a stencil. And I'm going to be using the stencil in this stencil stamp set here. I bought this just before Christmas on sale at Joann's, and I haven't even opened it yet, but I'm going to use it for this layout. And so I'm going to pause. I'm going to get started. I am using Pretty Little Studio Comfort and Joy for this layout, and I'm looking forward to playing with this cut file and this sketch. I'll be right back. All right, I have cut into the paper and I have used it to back that cut file, which you can kind of see off to the right. I did not show that process. I usually don't. And one of the best ways that you can back a cut file, of course, is just turning it over on its backside and turning the paper that you want to use on it and trace it and cut it out that way. What I did this time is I actually used a function on my Cuneo to cut out all of the pieces from the pattern paper with my Cuneo. That's even easier than the way that I shared it. I know some people actually glue the paper on and then cut it after they've glued the paper on, and I find that I just can't do that as easily. So what I'm doing right now, of course, as you can see, is I'm using my border punch. Yes, I turn it upside down. Yes, I realize there's a guide on the front, but I still manage to get it crooked if I use the guide. So what I like to do is just turn it upside down and use the underside of the punch to help me guide it through the border punch. That may just be my left-handedness speaking right there. And I don't understand what's going on with my phone. It keeps zooming in and out. I am not doing that, and I didn't catch that on camera, so I'm sorry that I'm so close right here. I think it zooms back out here in a second. I need to figure out why it's doing that, because that is super annoying to me. So here I am doing the second border punch, and this is one of the ingredients for my Iron Crafter challenge, and I got both sides done, and so I'm going to go ahead and glue these on to the layout. So I did leave the branding strip on by accident when I was punching it out, so I'm going to let the branding strip hang up over the top, and I'll trim it off here in a moment. Hopefully my iPhone is behaving and not zooming in and out on us with this one. Like I said, I don't understand why it was doing that. That was so weird. Next up, after I get this all glued down, I think you're going to get to see the fully backed cut file. Now the photos I did trace and cut out. I used a gold pen to trace from the front side so I could get the placement as close to exactly where I wanted it to go, and then I just cut below that gold pen. And the reason I used a gold pen is A, it was handy, and B, I knew it would write on the photo. I have a little photo writing pen that's supposed to be wipeable, but it doesn't always wipe off photos that I have printed myself, so I didn't pull it out. So this next step here is I'm just kind of tracing some corners so that I know where this cut file is going to land on my layout. And this gives me a really good indication of where I can do the stenciling without covering up a ton of it. So I'm just going to use my Pinkfresh Studios ink and a brush. All of my Pinkfresh Studio inks have their own little brush, and they are labeled, and they are in the stamp organizer right next to the ink pad so that they're handy at all times. This has really worked for me as far as organizing my inks and making sure that I don't mix up the brushes with other brushes. That way I never have to clean the brush, and it's always handy. So I'm trying to make sure I get a lot of stenciling around that middle photo. One of the things that I could have done with this particular cut file is I could have backed the frame portion of the cut file, but I didn't do that, and that's fine. I just wanted to go ahead and showcase the stenciling on this layout because it is part of the recipe for Iron Crafter. Now what you saw me doing right there is it's a brand new stencil, and that means that I haven't created a pocket for it yet. And since I had all of my organizational tools out and ready to start organizing, I wanted to brush the ink onto the cardstock that will go in the envelope with the stencil. So it looks mostly done already, huh? Getting that cut file done off camera made putting it together pretty quick. Otherwise this video would have been super long. And so one of the ingredients for Lisa's hop is wood grain. She gave us choices. Several of those were on the Iron Crafter list as well as her list. She did contact me before posting her recipe challenge to see what the Iron Crafter challenge was for January, and I gave her a preview so that she could coordinate our hops and so that they would go well with one another. I believe there will be several of us doing both hops today, so that's awesome. So like I said, these letters are wood grain. It's kind of hard to tell in the video, but they are very old My Mind's Eye alpha. tile letters are some of my favorite tile or letters, alphabet stickers other than thickers, and I tend to use them quite often as subtitles. One of the other ingredients in Lisa's hop is to use a long title. I'll have her ingredients listed in the below so that you can play along if you would like. I'm sure she would love to be tagged in some Instagram or YouTube videos, and so that she can see what you do with her ingredient list. So I'm gluing down this title. It is Believe, and it did come from an Ali Edwards kit. I think I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I pulled my kits apart and stored all of the embellishments, like all of the acrylic are in one place, all of the pocket cards are in one place, all of the cork embellishments are in one place, etc. And so that makes it easy for me to grab a type of embellishment, and I am finding that I'm using up some of my story kit contents very easily. So I loved this speech bubble, and unfortunately the little part that's supposed to go towards somebody's mouth was in the wrong place. So I just cut it off, and I'm going to stick it up here in that blank space of the photo of my husband and I that isn't a close-up, and it has a little phrase in it. I am going to be layering up some of the embellishments that I have here. I've got the flower, and I'm going to put a label there for journaling kind of at the bottom, and I've got that banner with some more wordy bits on it. I'm just kind of trying to stagger the wordy bits and get everything that I want into one place. I got a banner with a 25, and I think that's about all I'm going to do here with this. Oh, I found a heart that's going to go on the black part. When I shut the camera off, I thought, well, you're done with this layout, let's get it all glued together. But as I was gluing it together, I decided it needed some sparkle. So I got everything glued together, and now I'm adding some glue for the sequin mix that I purchased along with this collection from Pretty Little Studio recently. I purchased 2 of their sequin mixes, mostly because although I have a ton of sequin mixes from my time as a design team member with Buttons Galore and more, I don't have any Christmas ones, and so I was quite happy and thrilled to see some Christmas ones available, and I purchased those to go with some of my Christmas scrapbooking. I have yet to use them. So I'm kind of alternating my clusters here. I'm putting about every other one is 3, and then in between the 3 I'm doing a single sequin. These sequins are really pretty. They match this collection very well. They actually match a couple of other collections very well that I have in my stash. Alright, I got my layout completely done. Off camera I glued everything down. I put foam adhesive under a lot of the wordy bits, and a couple of other items like the flower up in the upper left hand corner. I put that up on foam adhesive as well, and tucked that label where I wrote my journaling underneath it just a little bit. I love giving my layouts texture and depth in this way. It's not too thick, and it still keeps my albums pretty thin. That's a relative term because I actually don't mind bulk at all on my layouts. I want to thank you for coming to my channel today. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment, and or subscribe. If you are new here, please like this video, and if you feel led to, please subscribe. Also, I want to ask that you check out my description box below. As I mentioned, there are 2 hops being done in this layout. One is for my Iron Crafter Challenge. The other one is for Lisa Cuneo's celebration hop. She reached 500 subscribers, and it's her birthday. Happy birthday, Lisa. We love you in the scrappy world, and we're so happy to be part of your hop. She's an amazing creator. Please, please, please check out her channel and give her some love. I'll see you next time. Bye.